What's up, everybody? This is your girl CeCe with Where It Begins Magazine, and I got my co-host Theo on the line with us today. How are you?
Hey, I'm great as always, CeCe. How are you?
I'm good. Happy Friday.
Hey, happy Friday. Hey, definitely doing a little different on a Friday, not our usual day, but I'm excited anytime that we have a legend in the building. So we'll always make a way to make sure it happens.
Yes. So we have a special guest, y'all. We're going to let him introduce himself of who he is, what he does, and where he's from.
What's going on, world? It's your man, Buffalo Stille, from the world-famous Nappy Roots crew out of Kentucky. I'm having a beer at one of my favorite joints, 1020 Brewery. And, man, I'm just happy to be here, man. I do a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to put that all in the intro. It's just be still to all my friends and family out there. And I'm ready to get it, man. How y'all doing?
We good.
We doing good. Happy Friday. Well, tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got to where you are today.
Well, man, my journey started as a kid, falling in love with hip hop, recording, in homies' bedrooms and, closets and, sleeping on floors and, sharing hamburgers and all that stuff that you got to do as a struggling artist to come up, in hip hop. I've come from, small neighborhood out of Louisville, Kentucky called Newburgh. And I ended up being pretty good in a couple areas, in athletics and in music, in songwriting. So I ended up going to Western Kentucky University to play football. And then like the first week, I ended up meeting some rappers named Nappy Roots. And I just said, you know what, this is where my path is taking me. So I ended up spending more time in the studio than I did in study hall and on the field. And so my path took me to being signed at the end of the late 90s, getting signed to Atlantic Records. And it's been a hell of a journey since, 20 years later, Nappy Roots, multi-platinum albums later, Grammy nominations later, we're still here doing our thing, about to go on tour now.
Yeah.
And that was my next question. Tell us a little bit about this tour, what we can expect from it this year.
Oh, man. So it's been like 2 good years, really, since you've seen Nappy. We usually do 150 shows a year or more. So we're a touring group. And, since COVID hit, our touring slowed down pretty much to a screeching halt, man, like a lot of artists in the game.
Yeah. And
we're just now starting to get back out on the road. So our first date is 420 on April 20th. A lot of people have a significance around that date. So I kind of know what to expect doing a show on 420, but we'll be in Montana that day, and that kicks off our tour.
Okay, well, congratulations. I'm so happy. I gotta at least make it out to one of them. So.
Where you guys out of now?
We're in Atlanta.
Down to A. Okay,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think Atlanta is on our tour yet, but we do have a brewery in Atlanta that we pop up in all the time, and you probably can come into our building. It's on 170 Northside Drive in the A. Atlantucky Brewing. That's our beer. That's our brewery. And you might catch us rehearsing sometime out there or just kicking and having a beer. So if y'all in the Atlanta area, y'all can come out to our brewery, man. Listen to some good Nappy Roots music, drink some good beverages, and maybe catch a impromptu performance,
Well, I came out to the last one that y'all had. I've been out there a couple of times to support. So, y'all my peoples. So I definitely always come out to support. Actually, they have a game night I'm thinking about going to today. But I love the place. It's really, really nice. Congratulations on everything. So
yeah, that's big.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you.
Go ahead, Theo.
No, so we'll get to the brewery here in a little bit, but my question is, so you're in school, right? You're playing ball. How did that even come about? Like, how did you guys actually meet?
Let's see. This is the crazy thing, man. We all pretty much lived around each other, with the exception of a couple guys that came to Western Kentucky. One of the guys from Georgia, and another one of the guys is from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Where the college is at. But the other 4 original members was from Louisville, and we pretty much grew up around each other, but never really met in those rapper circles. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm the youngest out the group. So when I graduated high school, they were pretty much 3 or 4 years in to college already. You know what I'm saying? At least 3 years in. So, but basically, it's funny. Me and Skinny's story. Like I grew up, I knew Skinny's mother, father. I went to school with his little brother. I played t-ball and baseball with all his younger brothers and sisters, right? But I never knew that they had an older brother. This is how me and Skinny met. I go to their house, and this was like maybe a week before school started. Yeah. And I was going up to college, and I don't know what made me go over there, but I stopped over there at his house, and go into the refrigerator, because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? Open up the refrigerator. I'm family friend, right? I've known their family since I was 6-7 years old. Yeah. So going in their house and eating Thanksgiving dinner is not no strange thing for me. So I'll go in, drink out the refrigerator. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Hughes? What's up, Mr. Hughes? Who's this dude? You know what I mean? And it's the older brother that I've never seen my whole life. And that always struck me as weird. Like I grew up, I mean, his little brother ran track. All of this stuff, we played sports in high school. I never saw him at a game. I never saw you know what I mean? So my first time meeting Skinny was at his house, going through his own refrigerator. He's like, who is this mother? And I'm like, so it's a real weird thing. You know what I'm saying? Me and Clutch grew up one street over from me. And we never really crossed paths. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they were a little older than I was. And we never crossed paths until we went to Western. Prophet went to my high school's rival school. So we played football against each other. You know what I'm saying? And we never met until we actually went to Western Kentucky and met in those circles and became Nappy Roots. That's the first time we officially met, but our paths was crossing our whole lives. We just never stopped and talked to each other. You know what I mean? Crazy. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, y'all was in such proximity, but didn't come together until apparently the time was right. Because you never know how it is when you start stuff a little earlier or start stuff a little later. It's not what we actually saw grow up in front of our eyes and turn into the world famous group that we saw. So definitely, it worked out. It worked out.
That's right. Timing is everything. I'm a big believer of that. You got to be prepared when your time comes, but don't rush it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So sounds like they maybe already had something established by the time you came in, you being the younger one. How did you get acclimated to what they had going on?
Oh, all right. So that meeting when I was at Skinny's house, right before school, what we did do was exchange mixtapes. So I gave him my tape, he gave me their tape, and I'm listening to their shit like on the way up to school. Mm-hmm. I got all my stuff in the car, and I'm moving to my dorm, and I pop in the tape, and I'm just like, it's kind of rad, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't wait to get up here and just maybe hopefully make some music with these guys. That same time, they playing my mixtape to the other guys and stuff at Western, and they like, man, who's this young dude, man? He's killing it, man. Dude's spitting. When he gets up here, we got to get him in the studio. So I come up there, and it's pretty much Nappy Roots is like a fraternity almost at this point early in the game. It's like 30, 40, 50 people in what you call Nappy Roots. You know what I'm saying? It was just a group of the coolest of the cool on campus. So we had some Qs, we had some Kappas, we had a few Alphas we messed with, some Deltas and some AKAs and some Zetas, and just, the hippies, the gangsters, the coolest of the cool all got together in this one group called Nappy Roots. We were just the rappers who spoke the story of how we were living, our lifestyle, and we just put it in music. And we had a whole crew. We were making T-shirts. We had a record store in Bowling Green, the first Black-owned music store down there. We put all our residuals together and invested in a record store / studio. We made music on one side, sold our music on the other side with the masterpiece and the Cash Monies and, you know, whatever was hot during that era. Mm-hmm. So it taught us a lot about marketing and being able to position our CDs at that time, you know, what the covers should look like to stand out. And then we had people like, oh, if you like this, check out this new CD that just came in, you know, guys called Nappy Roots, you should get this too. And it was just a whole big movement back in the day.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Sounds like y'all had that hustle mixed with that entrepreneur spirit kind of early. So I definitely can see how maybe that translates today to your other business ventures.
Right. Yeah, we before it was cool to be independent, that was our route anyway. We took the Cash Money model and the no limit model, and that's what we figured out. Being from Kentucky, we didn't have no labels around, so that wasn't even no option. So it's like we got to do it independent, and we were just blessed, you know, to put out some music, and it got into the hands of an A&R by the name of Mike Karen at Atlantic Records, and he ended up signing us in 2002. We were the top selling hip hop group in the world, you know, and so yeah, man, it's been on ever since.
Let me ask you this. So you guys, the sound, right? The all no, hell no, y'all done up and done it. The po folks, the whole sound that was coming out. Obviously being, you know, from Georgia, being down south, it resonated with us. We appreciated it. But were you surprised that sound kind of, you know, it resonated so hard nationally throughout all the hip hop culture?
I definitely was, because we were making that type of music that when we made songs like Country Roads, these were actually roads that we would ride on, smoke on, just kick it, rap, you know, in the car, just to clear our minds on these hills in Bowling Green. You know what I'm saying? And everybody knew where the country roads were, and you knew what you was doing on them country roads, you know? So, of course, we didn't think that would resonate with New York or LA or Miami, but there's a lot of spaces in between that really understand that lifestyle. So, you know, I'm glad that Georgia did pick us up and took us under their wing. And like I said, we have a business in Georgia right now. 2 of our members actually live in Georgia. One of the members in Nappy Roots actually came to play basketball at Western Kentucky. He's from Milledgeville, Georgia. So that was a big connection to Georgia. And that's where we actually recorded our first major album, was in Georgia. Groove Chambers was our producer. He's from Kansas City. We met him in Atlanta, and his sound helped us change the game, you know, when it came to a different perspective of hip hop coming from Kentucky. But I remember, and I just seen DJ Toomp about a couple of weeks ago. He came up to Louisville to this Anthony Hamilton concert. And I said, Toomp, you know, and we dapped up and we talked for a minute. But I remember Toomp was T.I.'s original producer and DJ. So we were also instrumental in helping T.I. get signed to Atlantic Records. Not a lot of people know that. You know what I'm saying? When he was a young kid making his music, he actually came to us with beats. You know what I'm saying? People don't know T.I. made beats too. But he came to us with some music, and you know, we ended up, you know, it's a whole different story. You know, I'm gonna put this out here now because I ain't never told nobody, but you know, there was a time when you know, I made T.I. leave and go grab somebody to fuck with me on the microphone, because maybe he felt like he didn't have it to do it at that time. But how it went was he said a verse, I said a verse, he spit another verse, I spit another verse. He really didn't have nothing else. I kept spitting. He said, hold on, Shawty, I got somebody for you. Hold on, Shawty, I'll be right back. And he went in and tried to grab somebody, but that's my T.I. story right there. At the end of the day, I respect him as an artist, and we were instrumental in telling the label, like, this young guy out of Atlanta is the next one. So they ended up signing T.I. to Atlantic as well. But that's a story that nobody really knows about. There wasn't no cameras back then, for real, no iPhones where we could record the situation. But you know, if this ever makes it out, you know, that's what happened. And there's a lot of people who definitely was there to witness that. But my original point was, Toomp said that we were like, DJ Toomp, give us an Atlanta beat. You know what I'm saying? We want that sound. He was like, nah, bro. That y'all can create the new sound. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to make some beats that, you know what I mean? Y'all might be the new sound. And he was actually right, you know? So, you know, shout out to somebody who was, I guess, man enough to say, nah, we're not just going to give you our sound. We're going to create the sound for y'all, or we're going to give y'all what y'all do, because that might be the new wave. And it ended up Nappy Roots being like the pioneers of the whole country hip hop music genre.
That's dope.
Okay.
That's dope.
All right.
That's a lot of history to unpack in that, man. But definitely, obviously, you know, you're working with a DJ legend there. You guys brought in your sound, and sounds like you kind of brought along a young legend for us personally here in Atlanta. So definitely shout out to y'all for that, man. I didn't realize y'all were so deep in that history.
We're not taking no credit right, for bringing it.
No.
We just saying how it happened. A lot of people don't. I don't know. It's like 2 or 3 different stories on how Nappy Roots even got signed. I heard Static Major, rest his soul, had gotten a copy of our music and played it for somebody in Atlantic, and was like, "Who's this? This is new group. I just got the CD out of Kentucky." And you never know your path to getting signed. But I remember Mike Karen calling us and was like, you know, there's this guy that we've been hearing a lot about in Atlanta. What you guys think about him? And we gave him the co-sign, like, bro, it's dope. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should sign him. A week later, he signed to Atlantic. So you tell me, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. But no, it's always 6 degrees of separation. Usually, you know, when you backtrack a lot of these stories, like a lot of artists, dope artists, you'll find out that they somewhere in that lineage or cross path with other dope artists that came up at the same time or came up before them. So definitely, I'm always interested in, you know, that whole genealogy of the rap tree.
Yeah, I mean, we the groups that were coming out around that time. I mean, I think Lil Jon and the East Side Boys had already been established. Mm-hmm. We were in the circuit with the Young Bloods and Jim Crow. You know, I remember Polo and them coming into our studio sessions, and, you know, some cool stories with those guys, you know, but we all kind of were coming up at that same era. So they helped us kind of get acclimated and welcomed us in, and, you know, kind of gave us the cosign to come into Patchwork and record and those type of things like that, you know.
Yeah. No, dope. A lot of history. But let me ask you. So obviously you guys came in with the hustle, the entrepreneurial spirit. You had to do it for yourself. So you kind of came in with that. How does that translate to you know, 2022 and the business ventures, the breweries and things that you guys got going on?
Right. It goes back to education, I believe. You know, Nappy Roots has a real good balance between street smarts and book smarts. And, you know, we're not too heavy on either side, but we heavy on both sides. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's really very well balanced. So using some of that street smart and applying some of the stuff we learned in school, you know, really kind of gave us a good edge in the business world, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of being so young and being brought into the music business and witnessing all the crazy stuff that goes on in the music industry, and being able to withstand all of that stuff, and now being a strong independent artist, business owners, fathers, you know, it's definitely something that I can attribute back to a lot of education, you know what I'm saying? Learning a lot of that stuff in school, applying that stuff, like I said in the beginning, banding together, putting our money together and creating a business back in the early 90s, in the early 2000s. So it's just a continuation of stuff that we already had planned to do as far as being independent. And I credit Atlantic Records for introducing Nappy Roots to the worldwide fan base, you know. But you know, I credit our education, you know, the way we grew up, to now being able to execute without the label. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yes.
So I know I don't mean to steal your question, CeCe, but you know, your favorite question is, you know, what can we look forward to from you guys coming up? Obviously, you got the tour coming up, you got the breweries coming up in 2022. If people really want to connect with you, how can they do that?
I mean, online, first of all, you know, you can go to nappyroots.com, check out our tour date, where we're going to be next. Okay. Pop up on us. You know what I'm saying? We do a hell of a show. We've been doing it for a dub now. You know what I'm saying? And we done beat this road up. You know what I'm saying? Nappy Roots tours, like I was telling you earlier, 150 to 200 dates a year since 2002. With the exception of these COVID years, that's been our lifestyle. So we're touring groups. And I'd advise anybody to come out and check out a live show, number one. So follow us on nappyroots.com, on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, and see where we'll be at next. If you want to if you're a beer drinker and you love beer, Nappy Roots has one of the first Black-owned breweries in Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And so y'all can come down there and check us out. We're in the process of doing a beer release now. Like I said, I'm at 1020 Brewery today because we are doing something for Derby this year. So we're putting out a new beer for Derby, which is coming up in a couple weeks in Louisville. I suggest anybody who's never been to Kentucky Derby, you want to get a good experience of Louisville, Kentucky, come here on Derby. It's a star-studded event. You know what I'm saying? You might find your favorite actors, actresses, ball players. They be drunk as hell up here. You know what I'm saying? And having a ball. And it's all good because you know, they feel at home. We make them feel at home up here, man. So it's just it's a fun hang. Great, you know, when you can make some money on the Derby betting on some of these horses. Yeah. And check out our new beer that we're doing here at 1020. We have a nonprofit organization that we just started, and where we do music education, and we basically teach these young amateur artists how to be professional in their craft, you know, and learn about the ins and outs, ups and downs of the industry, and how to navigate through that, the team that you may need to survive in a business like this, and helping with songwriting, production, and connecting people together. So KIMIT is the name of that nonprofit, the Kentucky Institute for Music Industry Development. And so y'all just be on the lookout. Nappy Roots got a lot of cool stuff. Also, we're doing a program now with KCCCS, which is the Kentucky Technical College System. And this is amazing because they're offering free education for trades, for trades like construction, nursing, business, IT, manufacturing, you know, good paying jobs, right? And you could get you a free education as long as you got your GED, and you can get a free education. So workreadyky.com. If you're in the state of Kentucky, man, if you're watching this interview and you want to send your child to college for 2 years without having a college debt to pay for it afterwards, and they could go right into that field and be an expert and start making some money right now, this is the program for you. So yeah, check that out, workreadyky.com.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. Y'all see, I hear a real educational theme going through that. So definitely, man, we wish y'all the best with, you know, the music, with the touring, with everything you guys got going on. But we really cheering for you, you know, once you put that educational cherry on the top. So that's near and dear to us here. Let me ask you, is 40, is that the name of the latest release?
The latest project is called 40 Plus. Well, yeah, 40.
Okay. So definitely, how has that project been received from you guys? Obviously, you guys are veterans in the game. We're always excited when we're getting, you know, the latest from our legends. How's that been received amongst the fan base?
It's definitely been one of our critically acclaimed albums. A lot of people say this is one of our best works. You know, it's funny because somebody's like, "Well, what happened to Nappy Roots?" And my question is, how many albums do you have? Well, yeah, I got that album. Y'all album that came out, Watermelon Chicken and Grits.
Yeah.
We've done 7 since then, sir. Sir, sir, or ma'am, you know. So if you wanna know where Nappy Roots has been, go to, you know, Spotify, YouTube, Tidal, Pandora, and just type in Nappy Roots and then just sit for a week. You probably won't come across the same song twice. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of music out there that you probably haven't heard of. And 40 plus is an extended album. I think we added like maybe 6 songs.
Okay.
We came out with an album called 40 R2Y, kind of signifying growing up in hip hop, being 40 years old now, and just navigating this new hip hop right now that's going on. And so we brought in a lot of young blood though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we got young producers, young artists singing on hooks. And we still giving you that meat and potatoes that Nappy Roots is always giving you. Soulful education, music, you know, just being that, just giving you the real deal, like Big Bro. You know what I'm saying? We Big Bro now, so we're not gonna steer you wrong. So just check out our music, man.
No, it's dope. I was keeping the 40. I didn't realize 40 plus was the extended, so I'll go back and definitely update myself on that. Hey man, we love to have you out. We have a Facebook group that we do panel discussions over music, you know, from artists, especially their latest work. So we love to review that 40 plus and kind of do our platform. So we'll definitely reach out to you for some details on that.
Right on. Yeah. So it's a trilogy. The last 3 albums were 40 Acres, another 40 Acres, and then 40 and the 40 plus extended. So I want everybody to kind of like hear that trilogy, and that lets you know where Nappy Roots has been up to for the last couple of years. Hold on.
Okay.
Now I think we lost him for a second here.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Let's see if he click back in. Let me put it on partner thing. Here you go.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, boy, they don't wait. They wait till you get on the interview to start going.
I thought okay. You was like, go check out the trilogy. Mic drop.
I did want to end it like Jordan, you know what I'm saying? But
right. But I wanted to share my story before we got off. I know we've been on here for a minute, but I met Nappy Roots back in 2018. You wasn't there for the interview, but the others was there for the interview. And I had just started doing magazine, but I was doing it as a hobby. And we became friends and stuff like that. And I put y'all on the cover. You're actually on the cover. I don't know if you've seen it, but I got y'all on the cover and everything, and it started getting live. I was like, oh, okay. So then it kind of motivated me to actually turn this into a career. So that's my Nappy Roots story, that y'all was on my cover. It went bigger than what I thought it was, taking it as a hobby. And now look at it. It's a full-blown career out of it. So,
well, I appreciate the interview. I appreciate your time. And I'm glad that we may have inspired you, if it's just a little bit, to go ahead and follow your dreams and your passion. Because that's what we all about, you know.
Amen to it. Amen. But we have 2 little personal questions before we get off that we like to do at the end of our show. So mine is, if you had to choose one food to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be?
One food. One food to eat for the rest of my life. Wow. So well, right now I'm on a journey where I'm starting to cut out my meats, right? I'm trying to become a frugivore, all fruits and vegetables, and a few nuts and berries, whatnot. But right now, turkey and fish is the last meat. But I would say I can't live without turkey. I done substituted everything I could. And turkey, I can't kick it. I stopped eating chicken, man, August 1st of last year. And so I'm still, I haven't touched it since then. But turkey, like I use it to substitute ground beef, turkey ribs. If you ever had them, I don't eat pork anymore, so ribs is out the question. But they make these things. There's turkey shoulder blades, and they make it into ribs. So I say turkey. Right now, I can't live without the jive turkey, man.
Gotcha. Okay.
If you could go back in time and talk to one person, who would that person be, and what's the first question you would ask them?
Man, could it be myself?
Whoever you want. That was popular.
Yeah, it would be myself, and I would say get into real estate, young man, in your 20s. Yeah, I would have told myself that then. Instead of being overwhelmed and thinking that, people were just out to, to steal my money or something, and focused on real estate then, because now, starting now, I wasted 20 years. You get what I'm saying? So I would have said start early as you can getting into real estate.
Gotcha.
The young me. Yeah.
Sound advice for your younger self. I like it.
Yeah. I have to ask this question before we get off. What's up with the hat? You always had the hat on. What's up? Is it a meaning to it? You just love it, but what's up with the hat?
It's definitely a meaning. So these are some of the things that I'm teaching in my school, right? Everybody has to have something. I came from a big group. It's 6 of us. You know what I mean? Me, I'm not the fat one. I'm not the light-skinned one. I'm not the little one. I'm not the skinny one. I'm not the tall one. I'm the dude, basically, the one in the middle of all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so I needed to do something to stand out. And when I was young, I credit this to my father. My father grew up in the whole era of the 60s, 70s music. He came from a small black town in Kentucky called Lebanon, where they had the Chitlin Circuit, you know what I'm saying? And so all those black artists like Ray Charles, Ike and Tina, used to go through them little small black towns to perform in the South. And my father actually was lucky enough to be in one of them towns. They had a club called Club Cherry with all this, like, he got stories of a young Jimi Hendrix just getting out the army. Nobody knew him. He jumps off the train and playing all this crazy stuff on the guitar. And, so he grew up in an era of real musicians and performers. And so when I was starting to get the bug and getting into the music business, and he's a drummer and keyboardist as well. He can pick up any instrument and play it. My pops can. And so I grew up with all this stuff in my basement. So I'm tinkering and I'm beatboxing and I'm making, I'm doing whatever I can, on hip hop. And so when I started getting that itch, he said, okay, there's a few things that you got to know. And he told me one piece of advice that made me say, okay, I got to do something different. And he told me this. He said, never show up to your concerts, never go to your shows and perform for your crowd looking like the people who are coming to your show. You don't want to basically be, you know what I mean? Like, because what happens is, you know what I'm saying? I might have went to the mall a week ago and got my Jordans and I might have got, fresh white tea or whatever. And the dude in the crowd might have had his Jordans yesterday. And he's looking at his J's and my J's. And he's like, well, shit, my shit fresher than bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when I get on the stage and I got me some python boots, some rattlesnakes or some gator tails, you feel me? You just ain't going, all of that stuff is out of your mind, and you want to listen. Like, what's he about to do? I already got your attention. Once I got your attention, I can do whatever I want to do on the stage, and you already looking without all those biases. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I suggest anybody who wants to get in the music business, that's a good piece of advice. to, he said, don't show up like the people who come to your shows. And I said, damn, I fought that as a kid. But as I tried to take his advice, it became me. And so, yeah, I love the hats. I love the cowboy boots. I love the buckles. I actually got a song that I just made called Cowboy Hat, because I've always wanted to make a song about this hat, because it's done so much. Like I wear it out and it's, oh, there go Buffalo. There go Be Still. Oh, Still, what's up? If I don't wear this hat and I put on a regular hat, you know what I mean? And I go to Walmart or something, I'm cool. I'm just a normal dude. You feel me? Well, I throw his damn hat on, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, that's bro. So I always wanted to make a song about like the difference that is made in my life. And so I finally got that together. So it's called Cowboy Hat. You can check it out on I think Spotify. It's definitely on SoundCloud.
Okay. It's funny how you got another hat right there, though. Like, hey,
yeah, that worked out.
You can just pull
cool,
it out.
That was cool.
Like that. He can just put on a little hat. Bro.
That was prepared. I like that.
Yes. But definitely before we get off, please shout out your social media where everybody can find you.
Yeah. Everybody can look up Buffalo Stille, BUFFALO STILLE on Instagram, and that's where I'm mainly at. I do a lot of crazy stuff, as far as filters and funny stuff, you know what I mean? So I just try to make lighthearted about my content, and I don't feed the baby steak, you know what I mean? I throw a little bit of music, a little bit of politics, a little bit of education, but for the most part, it's all entertainment. So yeah, follow me on Instagram, Twitter is KY Buffalo, and really it's just about the Nappy Roots. So follow the group, man, and then you could get in touch with each one of us through that.
Yes.
Well, I definitely want to say thanks for interviewing with us today. It's been a pleasure to get to know your journey, and thanks for giving us the Where It Begins iModel exclusive today about a lot of things. And you threw out a lot of gems for us. I wish you nothing but success and good things. I hope y'all have a great tour for 2022, and just blessings, blessings, and blessings. Just thank you, and
thank you, you guys. This is amazing. For the fans, for just artists in general, to see something like this and then get asked the good questions, because we get a lot of stuff about like, oh yeah, so you guys, you're from Bowling Green, what, just the normal stuff. I like these type of questions because I've never said a lot of the stuff I've said before in any other interview, because they ask the basic questions. You guys keep on digging deep, and them origin stories is where it's at. So yeah, I appreciate the questions.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Theo.
Nah, definitely, man. We wish you guys nothing but the best. Keep doing what you're doing. We're definitely gonna check out the brewery. We're definitely gonna check out all the music that y'all got, the extended catalog that goes on forever. We wish y'all the best, and definitely we're gonna connect with you to get it for the roundtable music reviews, because I'm definitely excited to bring it to our group and put it to their ears.
Right, and we are working on a new project too, to let everybody know. Nappy Roots is we kind of approaching that age where we're thinking about retiring, but we still got some good bullets left. Yeah. So we're just gonna go ahead and empty this clip, and just be on the lookout for a bunch of music that's gonna hit from Nappy Roots. You know what I'm saying? Like this is our kind of final lap, I think, around the game. So and then we're just gonna ride off into the sunset, man, and make our beer. You know what I mean? But until then, we got a couple albums coming out, and we're working on a new Nappy Roots project. I'm working on a solo album right now as well, and we just want everybody to kind of stick with us for a few more years, and then afterwards, just live life with us.
There it is.
Well, I always like to say you got a fan here with me. Since I met y'all in 2018, I bet. So you got a fan here with me. I'm a big supporter. So anytime you out here in Atlanta and I see y'all events, I definitely come out and support.
Thank you. We appreciate that. And the next time I'm in the A, because I get there, often, and it's like so much to do. So I'm not on the brew side technically, like, that's Scales. Scales likes to make beer. Skinny likes to run the label. Me, run the brewery. And I'm the people guy. Like I'll be asking a lot of questions to like women, you know, the brothers in there, like what beers people like. My thing with the beer is when we first started, we would go to these tour dates and we would stop at a brewery just to kind of hang out, have some beer, talk to some people in there. And every time we went into these breweries, it was you know, all basically big bearded white boys. You know what I mean? That's it. Like that was the standard. That's the character that you had to be to go into these craft breweries. And I said, if we're gonna get into this industry, I want this to look like our shows. You know what I'm saying? A mixture of everybody, old, young, black, white, in between, women and men. And so as you go to Atlanta, you know, it's definitely black, but you know, it's a lot of women that come to our brewery. There are a lot of you know, Hispanics and Asians that we've met at our brewery, and the white folks is welcome, and a lot of white folks come in and hang out with us too. So our brewery looks like our shows, like I predict, and I love that. So if you're not really like into the beer thing, man, if you ever in Atlanta, come to our spot, and we'll definitely find something that you be into for sure.
That's dope.
It brings people together. So yeah, that's what Nappy Roots is all about.
That's what it is.
All right.
Go check out Atlanta, Kentucky, the brewery. A lot of dope stuff going down there. I know CeCe and I got plans to get out there real soon, so definitely we'll put an update out to all our people.
Check out the Mile High PA. I think that's what it's called, Mile High Pale Ale. That's one of our new beers on tap right now down there.
Okay. Recommendation from the experts.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Oh, all our beers are good. Let me put that out there. All of our beers are great. You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right. Well, you have a blessed day. Happy Friday, and you know, have a good weekend. We appreciate you.
Definitely.
Thanks for your time, man. Y'all keep it nappy. Stille, yeah.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Peace.